Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools invites you to the graduation ceremony. Myers Park High School, Class of 2020.
Good afternoon, members of the class of 2020, parents, family members, friends, and guests. I am Olivia Zaris, president of the class of 2020. It is my pleasure to announce the Valedictorian and Salutatorian for the class of 2020. Our Valedictorian is Kristine Mendoza, and our Salutatorian is Asheray Kalikadeville. Congratulations. Wow. I think I speak for everyone when I say the class of 2020 is one remarkable class. I'm so honored to be your senior class president and have the chance to speak to you all today. I'm grateful that we could find a way to celebrate this special moment in the midst of all this craziness. I know absolutely none of this, though, would be happening without many key individuals, so on behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank all the people who made this possible. To the administration, teachers, and support staff, thank you for bringing your all leading up to and well after the magical bells ring, and in this year's case, to Zoom. Thank you for pushing us to do our best, even when we didn't want to. And if that wasn't enough, going the extra mile to build relationships with us that for many will last a lifetime. Finally, thank you to each family member or guardian whose support and sacrifice has not been overlooked, especially over these past few months. We sincerely thank you. All I've been hearing over the past few weeks is, I'm so sorry that this is your senior year. Man, this sucks for you to be a senior. But you know, I don't feel pity, because I know that without a doubt, we are the most prepared class for whatever lies outside of high school. Each and every one of you is a fighter. We have embraced change with grace and humility. For one, we had to learn the names of buildings just to watch them get torn down each year on campus, making us memorize 4 brand new ways to get to class. We had countless morning news songs to get to know, yet none of them compared to the original one from freshman year. Honestly, the best example of our ability to embrace change is how we simply accepted Ms. Lopez's lectures every time she subbed. Even by our senior year, we never knew what to expect. We just had to adapt, accept what came our way, and kept moving forward. We have all been lucky enough to spend some portion of our high school career here at Myers Park. Whether it's all 4 years or just 1 semester, we are all Mustangs and are linked by that. So my closing thought for you is this. Take pride in being a Mustang and carry that with you as you embark on each of your exciting futures. Because we started from the bottom, and now we're here, and from here, we can only go up. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020. Next, I'd like to welcome our valedictorian, Kristine Mendoza.
Good afternoon. I am so grateful to be standing or sitting with you today. As we gaze out towards the future, I am reminded that life is not viewed with 20/20 clarity. Who knew the times in high school they would have to pull an all-nighter to finish a project? Okay, let's be honest, you saw that coming. But seriously, who knew in August that we would have to finish school and graduate virtually? Who can map out every disaster, illness, accident, or unemployment that will shape their journey? No one. For life is a voyage that can leave you breathlessly gazing at diamonds of sunlight sparkling on the water at one moment, and frantically clutching to the mast as the waves and boat convulse the next. But just as storms can strengthen the resolve of a sailor, suffering can result in blessings and joy. For example, the pandemic has driven people together, even as it has kept us apart. In my own life, I have seen God use my disability to strengthen my faith in Christ. And in a way, a degree represents the sleepless nights that helped you learn, the muscles you broke to be stronger, the battle before the victory, and the song of a bird kept caged no longer. So even though our sight in life is not 20/20, keep moving forward, class of 2020. Celebrate today, knowing that graduation does not lie in the walk across the stage, but in acknowledging what you've learned, both academic and non-academic, and in thanking everyone who has helped you get here. To our loved ones, teachers, and mentors. To the school officials, security guards, janitors, cafeteria workers, and bus drivers. And to everyone else who has touched our lives, thank you so much. And lastly, to everyone, think about who or what you have chosen to anchor in, for storms will come. And it's not a question of what happens, but what you do when it happens, and how that affects your character and your soul. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce our salutatorian, Ashray Kalikadaville.
Greetings to family, friends, faculty, staff, and all honorable guests. To the class of 2020, we've done it. We're graduating. As I reminisce these past 4 years, I won't be remembering the academic rigors I've had to encounter, but rather I'll be remembering the people, the experiences, the lifelong memories, and the personable relationships that I've been able to cultivate. So as I reflect on my time as a Mustang, I want to share with you a lesson that has molded me into the person that I've become today. When I was notified that I would be the salutatorian, my mind raced and adrenaline rushed through me for probably a minute or so. I knew I had to write the speech, so the first thing I did was look up salutatorian on a widely reputed source, Urban Dictionary. Salutatorian, the person who missed being valedictorian by just a few GPA points. A very miserable person indeed. Yikes. Second place is just the first loser. Let's be honest though, every person in this historic class of 2020 is anything but a loser. We've battled for 4 years and fought through all adversity to come out on top as winners. I walked alongside this remarkable class onto Myers Park's campus 4 long years ago as a timid, introverted 13-year-old with not much awareness of the nuances of high school social culture. Now at 17 years old today, I don't consider myself any type of philosopher, but I can tell you that true success lies in our relationships, our emotions. My time as a Mustang has taught me that I shouldn't get fixated on singular material outcomes, and we shouldn't compromise on what matters most, how we treat others in the vast world around us. Material outcomes in life are simply pages on the book that are our lives. The relationships and connections we develop are the spine of the book, binding everything together. Class of 2020, as we move forward to face the future endeavors that await us, don't become fixated on material outcomes. You'll get your minute of glory like I did, but then you'll realize that there's so much more to come. Look to what really matters, and don't squander the relationships that bring harmony to our lives. We're going to be Mustangs forever in our hearts, so let's cherish the memories we've made and go change the world for the better. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Members of the Board of Education, county commissioners, senior executive staff, honored parents, staff, and students, thank you for being here today to honor, celebrate, and recognize the achievements of the graduating seniors of Myers Park High School 2020. I am so proud of the work of these students, and I'm equally proud of the work of our staff. We have spent 4 years together, and we will always share a very special bond. Under normal circumstances, I would talk about many of the experiences we've shared. Crowded halls, various forms of construction, Friday night football, sports, clubs, community service projects, homecoming, many state championships, talent show, senior carnival, concerts, award ceremonies, the morning show, sharing laughs, prom, graduation rehearsal. And then I would share with you some life lessons before you would cross the stage. But things are different today. While we did share many of those experiences I just mentioned, this class missed out on some senior rites of passage, many of which we've been celebrating for decades. And for that, I'm personally very sorry. In the last 3 months, we have experienced something unprecedented in recent history, the quarantining of our society. And as a history teacher, I understand that that sounds dramatic. We are experiencing one of the most significant events within our lifetime, and maybe one of the most significant event in recent world history. Time will tell. Frankly, we cannot begin to know or comprehend the changes and the historical and long-lasting implications of COVID-19. That clarity of understanding will be for experts of the future to unpack. What we can do now is think about how this is impacting us within these moments What is changing for you, if anything? What do you want to take forward? I've been thinking a lot about this over the past few months, and while I've not had any great revelations, I do have some considerations that I would like to share. As we try to transition back to a sense of normalcy, there is much that is just uncertain and simply unknown. Future waves of COVID-19, treatments versus vaccines, what will school and the workplace look like next year, colleges, universities, sports, to wear a mask, to not wear a mask, handshakes, etc. Whether you're aware of it or not, change is occurring, and it has both positive and negative elements within it. As we navigate this time, where and how will you look for inspiration? Will you look forward? Will you look backward? Will it be both? I believe it is important to be intentional and mindful about where and how we look. With this reflective opportunity, I have come to appreciate an idea my son Landon shared with me a few months ago. He said to me, "Dad, I need to learn to accept and not expect." Now, to be fair to him, he said this within the context of how we parent him. However, as I reflected on his statement, it has become more and more of a mantra for me as I simply try to experience and live my life. I am going to accept things as presented and not expect things based on how they were. I'm going to try to be open to changes, inconveniences, adjustments, and options that occur within my daily routine, and try not to overimpose an expectation or an outcome based on the way things were or the way I think they should be. These thoughts led me to embrace the idea of reevaluating what is important to me and what I value. Am I attending to those values accordingly? So far for me, while I always valued working in this community, I also realized that I value family and friends, but I was not devoting time, energy, and attention reflective of those values. As a result, I'm making a commitment to be present and in the moment with my family as I balance that with the work of our community. Now, I do not want to minimize anyone else's experience during this pandemic, but this has been the unseen benefit of COVID-19 for me. It is my hope that you too will come to terms with what these events mean to you and what you will decide to take forward or leave behind. Now, I know right now many of you can't wait to graduate and move on from high school, but let's take a minute, look around the room, wherever you are, look into the eyes of your loved ones, take a minute, take it all in, because I can assure you that you're going to spend the rest of your life wishing you were back in high school. You, the class of 2020, are ready and prepared to take on the challenges of the 21st century. You have the knowledge, you have the skills. So get out there and make your mark. Thank you.
And now, join us in recognition of the senior class of Myers Park High School.
Bryce McMahon Aaron, John Nagy Abdel Malik, Peniel Wandafrosh Abera, Caleb John Abernathy, Randall Ace, Tabitha Rachel de Guzman Adea, Arsalan Akavan, Wafa Nabil Al-Sibai, Alexander Tresvant Alday, Alexis Jordan Alford, Sophia Alizadeh, Tyler Joseph Allen, Haley Taylor Allison, Elijah Shamari Alston, Elizabeth Rose Altmeyer, Cole William Anderson, Aislinn Virginia Antoon, Bastal Aurora, Asa Silvera Atkinson, Jonathan Daniel Avila Soloranzo, Margarita Bahena Ortega, Joseph Georges Bacol, Eliza Jane Ball, Alexander Michael Barb, Julia Estelle Barefoot, Caden River Ian Barker, Amanda Smith Barkley, Helena Elizabeth Barnes, Javen Aldemar Baria Ojeda, Whitney Charisse Behringer, Mackenzie Messiah Barrow, Elisa Neek Barton, Zachary Thomas Barton, Jacob Roger Bateson, Kearius Deandre Baucom, Samantha Rebecca Baum, Arden Faith Bean, Karina Alexandra Bell, Davis Wade Bennett, Charles Cornelius Best, Mary John Byer, Lauren Alexandria Biggs, Helen Hance Bing, Hannah Marie Birmingham, Chandler Anderson Bishop, Tycown J. Lee Blackmore, William Locke Blair, Marin Elizabeth Blake,
Beck McCowan Boggs, Margaret Adair Bolt, Kayamari Tymek Miguel Bolton, Wesley Morgan Bulliard, Reed Wilcox Bond, Catherine Elizabeth Buies, Emma Catherine Almeida Bowers, Matthew William Bria, Madeline Rose Brenner, Leo Alexander Bryan, Constantinos Nicholas Bricas, Moses De Jesus Brito, Anna Stewart Britt, Caroline Gates Brookhouse, Zoe Ariel Brooks, Elise Alexandra Brown, Hope Elizabeth Brown, Jayshawn Brown, Jordan Tiger Brown, Sydney Nicole Brown, Unique Thomasina Brown, Noah Jacob Bryant Hooper, Colby Jackson Burbank, Angelica Lynn Birch, Joel Thomas Burkard, William Myers Bush, Catherine McLean Butler, Charlotte Ann Butler, Nicholas Day Button, Edward Sharp Byrne, Mary Madeline Byram, Rachel Sue Call, Jacob Pham Colloway, Caroline Elizabeth Cameron, Shakuris Lamont Camp, Justin Peter Campbell, Catherine Greer Campbell, Sophia Maria Campbell, Lydia Lee Kane, Helen Hartness Knipe, Lily Eleanor Can, Matthew Joseph Capizzi, Victoria Carmona, James Gilmore Carpenter, Reginald Malik Carter, Charles Stephen Carver, Megan Ann Castleman, Brian Castro Romero, Ryan Correll Catchpole, Joanne Chapman, Guy Christopher Charan,
James Michael Childs, Braxton Hilger Chiat, Montgomery Rowe Chitwood, David Un Cho, Harriet Dunlap Christensen, Catherine Morrison Sisney, Savannah Lee Clardy, Olivia Kathleen Clark, Noah Stephen Clark, Elizabeth Virginia Clay, Mary Catherine Klickner, Davis Matthew Klein, Thomas Raleigh Klein, Amandre Luis Coxham, Caroline Carson Cobb, Samuel Richard Cochran, Hugh Marthinson Coffin, Lila Rose Cohen, Christian William Colasanti, Micaiah S. Coleman, Mary Alice Collins, Ethan Liam Connell, Bartolomeo Pietro Giuseppe Contarini, Lauren Ashton Cook, Smith Kaylee Cook, Kylie Mae Copps, Ethan Dobbins Cornett, Kayla Ann Coraher, Elizabeth Ann Coughlin, Robert Aubrey Cox, Kiana Treasure Craig, William Reese Cremens, Elijah Nasir Crowder, Sophia Francis Croy, Anne Langhorne Crutchfield, Grace Scott Crutchfield, Veronica Cruz, Alexandra Cruz Jimenez, Fabiola Cruz Jorge, Zuli Eileen Cruz Perez, Grace Kathleen Cummins, Jadarius Draquan Cunningham, Jashawn Devon Cunningham, Janae Denisha Kyler, Anna Catherine Dacier, Evelyn Ashley Dalton, Samuel Durham Damasek, Jackson Aaron Dancy,
Frank Richard Davidson, Evan Matthew Davis, Keith Van Putten Davis, Lucy Morgan Davis, Madison Ivy DeLazier, Yenner Oziel de Paz Flores, Noah Fitzumberan Debrew, Eric DeMound Deese II, Micaiah Lajari Demines, Benjamin Laurent Deschamps, Sarah Lawrence Desmond, Sierra Marie Devoe, William Alexander Diaz Guerrero, Emmanuel Diaz Saucedo, Nia Caroline Dillon, Luke Evan Dillsworth, Riley Owen Dillsworth, Caroline Covington Dittner, Liam Cooper Dolan, Rose Renee Durafi, Jenny Marie Douglas, Nigel James Douglas, Gabriel James Dryden, Caesar Duarte Araujo, Addison Shelby Duke, Stacy Tate Dunaway, Emily Marie Duniak, Catherine Joy Dunleavy, Blakely K. Durham, Andrea Carolyn Duzin, Brendan Edwards, Matthew Vaughn Edwards, Paige Embry Eismont, Caden Ali Elisar, Angela Ashraf El Galwi, Olivia Claire Emmons, LaQuanta J. Erwin, Francisco Javier Espinoza Carrion, Luke Allen Eubank, Eleftheria Victoria Euripides, Casey DeLeon Evans, Tala Tafari Fall, Alana Elizabeth Farr, Reed Andrew Ferris, Benjamin Chase Faulkner, Jalen Tyviona Felice, Anna Seeley Farone, Sophia Lynn Ferris, Wardle Lamont Fincher Jr., Edgar Beauregard Fisher, Princess Jewel Fisher, Sydney Rose Fishman, Emmy Frances Fleshhood,
Twan Deshawn Flip, Connor Addison Flynn, Samantha Elizabeth Flynn, Chris Evans Folk, Christopher Allen Folk, John Joseph Ford, Natalie Marie Ford, Veronica Elaine Ford, Whitney Marie Foreman, Eileen Patricia Foster, Luke Christopher Francis, Rachel Sarah Francois, Erica Lee Frankie, Philip Abram Fries, Molly Connolly Fry, Freeland Josue Fuentes, John Garrett Fusey, Aiden Henry Fulton, Talyesha Shenkwai Funderburg, Camden Doris Ellen Fuquay, Hallie Glenn Futch, John Whitman Gaines, Cole Sebastian Gala, Nicholas Galindo, Franco Gallardo Cuervo, Christopher Dorland Gant, William Sebastian Garcia, Andy Garcia Portil, Christopher Joshua George, Miles Emmanuel George, Christina Elizabeth Giorgio, Vincent John Voorhees Garrick, George Giannopoulos, Michael Cash Giardi, Jack Henry Gillen, Ella Rebecca Glasgow, Dreana Teixeira Godbolt, Caroline Frances Godwin, Mariana Gonzalez, Stephanie Joanna Gonzalez Mejia, Michaela Shalon Goodman, Emma Elizabeth Goodrich, Howard Scott Gordon, Matthew David Gordon, Abigail Jane Goretsky, Cameron Janice Grady, Kelsey Lacole Graham, Shadrian Dashell Graham, Jacoby Michael Grant. Samuel Greenwood Grant.
Brenda Janet Vera Albaraz Gray. Kate Marie Gray. Amelia Elizabeth Green. Christian Lawrence Greenway. John Sullivan Well Gregory. Caroline Jansens Grafa. John Puller Griffin. John Frederick Griffith. Emily Jean Greiner. Kaylin Alexa Gronke. Gabrielle Elizabeth Guffey. David Thomas Gurley. Tyrese Deontay Gwynn. Kamari Sky Essie Hackler. Owensby Jackson Hahn. Jacob Harris Hall. Catherine Ann Hall. Preston Lee Hall. Kaylin Mary Hamill. Dante Fletcher Hamilton. Amira Demia Hancock. Nina Helena Hannis. Alexandria Elizabeth Hannon. Kayla Aisa Hannon Pulliams. Ethan Everett Harbor. Nathan Morrow Harper. Callista Yvette Harrington. Sicario Branez Harrison. Sebastian Kuma Hartley. William Harrison Hartley. Hamilton James Howder. Henry Tucker Haviland. Wilson Bradshaw Hawes. Alexandra Rose Heese. Nicholas Martin Heese. Allison Hernandez. Lucero Johanna Hernandez Contreras. Carolina Hernandez Nava. Angelina de la Caridad Hera. Emmy Estefi Herrera. Jacqueline Marilyn Hess. Isabella Elise Hewer. Reese Huffin Hewitt. Michael Grant Hickey. Deshauna Jashay Higgins. Grant Thomas Hilliard. Catherine Toberlin Hinshaw.
Maitin Mai Huang. James Dorsey Hager Hobbs. Jaden Scott Hoffman. Madison Grace Holcomb. Harris Paxton Holler. Aiden Douglas Hollage. Jordan Sinclair Holtzworth. David Foster Hood. Roscoe Cecil Hood. Samuel James Hooper. Elizabeth Grace Hoover. Patrick Lavon Hovis. May Nelson Howell. Matthew Parker Huff. Grace Caroline Hulbert. Ian Moncure Hull. Eleanor Rachel Hunniford. Sean Patrick Hunter. Scott Allen Huseby. Halimo Hussein. Jamie Elise Ayanati. Mayada Ali Ibrahim. Declan McGuire Eichard. Rennie Claire Ingalls. Jeffrey Lee Irvin. Kavian Jabari. Ayana Bryn Jackson. Walter Kent Jackson. Isabel Reyna Jacobs. Owen O'Brien James. Leah Kristine Jarrell. Emily Mary Jenkins. Savannah Lucinda Johnson. Hunter Lawrence Jones. Lindsay Chalmers Jones. Nyasia Shawnice Jordan. Ian McKechnie Joseph. Patrick Goodwin Joyner. Jennifer Ashton Judd. Sophia Lane Kafidi. Ilias Constantine Kalariotes. Ashray Kalikadavil. Robin Kulimumbilo Kamwanga. Maria Diana Castanas. Nicholas Julian Castanas. Maria Elena Kefalas. Wyatt Gabrielle Kellada. Trevor Matthew Kelly. Thomas David Kiggins. Anaya Sine King.
Jackson Martin Kinney. Elisa Viola Kirk. Evan Allen Kirk. Jordan Evelyn Klein, Peyton Stephen Klein, Brady Clefton Morgan Klingman, Yara Coney, Kaylee Isabella Colander, Caroline Cadwell Koloski, Jackson Scott Coons, Alexander Michael Kosarek, Andrew Wilson Kuntz, Angelo Ladino, Annabelle Elizabeth Lane, Madeline Ellen Laney, Harrison George Lanus, Choi Sang Daniel Lam, Emma Margaret Lamberson, Brian Landeros Reyes, Cameron Nazira Langvine, Maya Lapido Boaz, Aaron Lara, Anna Elizabeth Lassiter, Soren Elizabeth Laurie, Addison Claire Lane, Tamia Micaiah Leith, Charles Ian Levitt, Ashley Ann LeBlanc, David Lee Ledbetter, Benjamin Kwan Nicola Lee, Caleb Emmanuel Lee, Mitchell Robinson Lee, Zachary Floyd Lee, Grace Tierney Leggett, Edward Mario Lehman, Ansley Stewart Lewis, Ming Che Lin, Delantis Sanchez Lindell, Dorian Marquez Little, Envy Amir Little, Maya Grace Llewellyn, John Edward Lloyd, Chad Emmanuel Lockard, Caleb Nolan Lockwood, Natalie Raquel Lopez Carrasco, Kevin Carlos Lopez Mendez, William Jonathan Lowry, Ricky Wang Lee, Caitlin Lauren Lyle, Charles Shields Lynch, Cameron Anthony Mack, Zoe Alexis Maccomer,
Catherine Jane Madera, Olivia Margaret Madigan, Gerald Samuel Maduro Frias, Kruti Maheshwari, Briley Marie Major, Grayson McLeod Majors, Emmanuel Lulani Malinak, James Daniel Malloy, Lydia Kristine Mancuso, Dylan O'Shea Mangum, Maya Elise Manley, Clayton Andrew Margonis, Crystal Marcilio, Pablo Martel Rodriguez, Alondro Celeste Martinez Chavez, Paola Martinez Velasco, Clarabelle Martinez Cruz, Brooke Elizabeth Massey, Jorge Walker Mata, Thalia Matamoros Castro, Jaden Miran Matthews, Eric Darrell Maxwell, Stuart Eaton Mays, Brady Chapin McClellan, Evan Philip McCombs, Jackson Allen McCoppin, Nicholas Anthony McCoy, Carter Andrew McDermott, Harriet James McDonald, Mia Elise McGuire, Bella Marie McInnes, Jewel Iriana McKee, Ethan Frank McKinney, Johnny Deontay McLaurin, Caroline Ray McNair, Matthew Wyatt Meyer, Jasmine Mejia Rincon, Henry Huntley Melvin, Parker Gatewood Mendenhall, Andrea Mendoza, Kristine Isabel Mendoza, Maya Sunshine Merchant, Selvin Alexander Marita Martinez, Noah Nicholas Michaels, Jack Booth Mitchie, Sally McCoy Middlesworth, Labourgeois Milando, Mason Timothy Miles, Lydia Grace Miller, Henry White Minges, Philip Bayman Minges, Sarah Elizabeth Minges,
Josephine Celia Mize, Shakayla Vashi Mobley, Emma Gray Moen, Cameron Sean Moseni, John Craven Moldenhauer, Evan Matthew Menastra, Elizabeth Grace Montgomery, Terry Lovray Montgomery, Charles Finnegan Moore, Joel Lee Moore, Kate McClelland Moore, Seth Alexander Moore, Daniel Alejandro Morales, Eric Morales Garcia, Jessica Araceli Morales Lovo, Olivia Hartman Moreno, Benjamin Arthur Moorhead, John Nicholson Morgan, Abigail Grace Morris, Jordan Snookley Morris, William Lawrence Morris, Jaquez Taiwan Morrison, William Healy Morton, Cole Matson Moss, Virginia Reed Moss, Robert Malin Muckenfuss, Lucy Frances Miller, Ella Joyce Mully, Mason Margaret Murr, Julia Dare Murray, Emily Braden Meadosh, Leslie Neva Vidal, Eleanor Carol Nedrich, Richard Lee Neff, Ree Nagishi, Adams Martin Noose, Tim Isaiah Newman, Emily Parapont Newson, Ming Tuan No, Helen Wynn, Kai Wynn, Chase Turner Needon, Weston Norfleet, William Foster Norton, Wilson Bennett O'Connor, Alexanne Murphy Odell, Lane Audrey Obringer, Claire Elizabeth Oliver, Caitlin Ann Orr,
Zoe Elizabeth Osborne, Ashlyn Renee Osborne, Miller Grace Otto, Evie Maria Oxendine, Romy Potsy, Scotty Arlene Pennell, Paul Steve Paredes Martinez, Margaret Ann Parker, Michaela Faye Parlier, Mary Grace Hamrick Patton, Devin Patton, Carolyn Grant Payne, John Cooper Pierce, Pablo Jose Perez Hernandez, Sarah McLeod Perkinson, Emilian Ashanti Perry, Hampton Walker Perry, Jacob Coleman Perry, James McCrae Perry, William Cameron Peterson, Samuel Joseph Pettis, Nicholas Vincent Pezzo, Autumn Maria Phillips, Ryan Nicole Phillips, Catherine Wynn Pickett, Henry Stewart Pickett, Hannah Grace Pillars, Jonathan Alejandro Pina Alacio, Elizabeth Avon Pizzo, Catherine Michaela Plepler, Gregory Podoxic, Mary Kerwin Plowd Polite, Lindsay Peyton Poole, Roston Patrick Poole, Zoe Elizabeth Postal, Mary Claire Poth, Benjamin Russell Powell, Caitlin Ashley Powell, Haley Cecilia Powers, Luke Wilson Price, Rocket Dylan Prim, Emily Ruth Prochaska, Bibi Rahabia Pacha Kadiri, Samuel Robert Quarles, Edgar Roberto Quinones, Elizabeth Louise Rainey, Saras Mir Rajpal, Scarlett Ramirez Cascante, Georgia Carlisle Ransom, Grace Elizabeth Rattery,
Harrison Scott Ray, Valeria Maria Raymond, Elizabeth Lore Rayner, Aaron Everett Redfern, Ariane Finest Redfern, Jackson Wesley Reese, Kaylee Cielane Reed, Elliot Reyes, Kira Marie Reyna, Ben Dickens Richards, Clara Sullivan Richards, Lillian Charlotta Richards, Ariana Leilani Richardson, Lauren Ann Ridenour, Jillian Nicole Riddlehoover, Patrick Thomas Reismeyer, Catherine Grace Riley, Christopher Rocco Rinaldi, Lily Ann Ripner, Nicholas Cade Restaino, Brooks Edward Robinson, Sean Patrick Robinson, Elizabeth Grace Rodden, Estacia Selena Rodney, Samuel Douglas Rogers, Caleb Christian Rohr, Anayeli Rosales Manzano, John Christopher Rose, Cameron DeAndre Roseman Sinclair, Mahala Cora Rosen, Michael Robert Rowan, Lily Catherine Rowland, Gregory Wyatt Rubbage, Maria Guadalupe Ruiz, Jason Antonio Ruiz Alvarenga, Claire Monet Russell, Harold Reese Russell, Jamaica Tenise Russell, Elizabeth Ann Rutledge, Lachlan Elizabeth Ryan, Haley Renee Salmon, Isaiah Bernard Samuel, Matthew Ryan Sanchez, Gamari Glenn Sandifer, Adrian Alejandro Sandoval Alzake, Miriam Mohammed Sanjek,
Agni Prashant Sarod, Patrick Daly Shelfeffer, Emily Margaret Schmid, Maria Michelle Schmieg, Ronald James Schultes, Addison Lakeman Schultz, Malachi Isaiah Scott, John O'Connor Sell, Charles Timothy Sellers, Grace May Sardula, Eric Zoyster, Bethlehem Mulualem Seyum, Gavin Donald Shackelford, Lily Grace Shapiro, Jack McPherson Shaw, Nicholas Peter Shaw, Eric Matthew Sheffield, Douglas Devon Shelton, Nathaniel James Shepard, Hayes Pendleton Sheridan, Charles Omid Shirazi, Grayson Emma Shiro, Maria Shuku, Bailey Rose Silverman, Shania Michelle Simmons, Aaron Kristine Simpson, Rakeem Ishmael Sims, Andrea Sade Sinclair, Brennan Grace Singer, Ardship Singh, Manpreet Singh, Eliad Nathan Sium, Minam Sial, Yanni Vasily Skenteris, Ava Joy Skinner, Ryan Michael Sklar, Morgan Jarrett Smiley, Molly Luciana Smith, Andrew Mallard Smith, Jayla Renee Smith, Michael Dubose Smith, Brady Fuller Sneed, Adam Morris Solis, Jillian Marie Stack, Emma Cutter Stark, Hadley Ray Starnes, Amelia Goodnight Steffens, Mia Jayon Stevenson, Tinsley Jean Stewart, Parker Alexandria Stitt, Harrison Aubrey Stone, Anna Cecile Stoos, Benjamin Charles Struckmeyer, Elizabeth Manning Stewart,
Olivia Ryan Sewell, Anton Sakari Tapani Suomalainen. Try that again. Anton Sakari Tapani Suomalainen. Samantha Suta Trujillo, Hugh Jennings Svensson, Ella T. Harris, Alexander John Taylor, Christopher Seth Taylor, Staten Hedrick Taylor, Mia Elizabeth Taylor Grostuck, Whitney William Teed, Neelan Guadalupe Tercero Valle, William David Thames, Luis Lachlan Thomas. Mary Margaret Thomas. Denny Knox Thompson. Jacoby Elijah Thompson. Wayne Eric Thompson Jr. John Calvin Tinkey. Michael Christopher Tovey. Colin Trio Tran. Gabriella Jacqueline Travis. Isabella Anna Travis. Michaela Lorelei Travis. Eliu Moreno Troutman. Philip Turner. Seth Alexander Turner. Amori Quayshawn Tyree. Vilma Yamaleth Umana Acosta. Finn Julio Valbuena. Stephanie Maria Villegas Chavez. Tatiana Angelina Vinn. Cameron Spencer Wade. Crawford Samuel Wade. Eric William War. Laura Peyton Walker. Robert McElveen Walker. Jacob Daniel Wallahan. Allison Amelia Ward. Daniel William Wortham. Courtney Ann Watkins. Howard Lindsay Watson. Kayla Renee Watson. Jacoby Robin Watts-Neely. Morgan Weintraub. Martin Dennison Welton Jr. Aiden Weston. Alexandra Ann White. Ariana Shiraz White. Caroline Elizabeth White. Grace Eleanor White. Jordan Ashley White. Theodore James White. Carter Thomas Whitmire. Eliza Pickney Whitmire. Piper Josephine Whittington. Margaret Salem Whittle. Sarah Jade Wietrowski. William Tristan Wick. Lorenzo Blake Wicks. Mary Madison Wiggins. Robert Wyatt Wiggins.
Alexander Xavier Wilhelm. Lily Elizabeth Wilkerson. Margaret May Wilkerson. Colton Christopher Williams. Sean Dalton Williams. Molly Wakefield Williamson. Chloe Gabrielle Wilson. Jackson Terrence Wise. Charles Sullivan Withers. Catherine Enders Walcott. Mason Grosvenor Wood. Jaron Gregory Woodcock. Grayson Brooks Workman. Aaliyah Shanice Wright. Alexandra Christina Zaras. Olivia Aspasia Zaras. Fren Yi. Tina Thot Yi. Martina Ikaza. Samuel Grayson Young. Andrew Belling Zadrozny. David Michael Zalewski. Noah Frederick Zeck. Anna Liseth Zatino Ingles. Dylan Charles Zimmerman. William Anderson Zuck. Ava Taylor Zuyas.
Seniors, please stand. By the authority vested in me by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, as principal of Myers Park High School, I now pronounce you graduates of Myers Park High School. You may move your tassel to the left. Congratulations, class of 2020.